Alright, so let me do just brief explanation for you. This is my RoyalQ app. Okay, click on strategy. I see my running trade. Now I'm going to use ENG as an example for you. Now you see this my ENG trade, right? Yesterday before I actually went to bed, the thing has dropped minus 30 something percent. This my ENG here. It has dropped minus over here in brackets. It has dropped minus 30 something percent. Now, if I'm not trading with margins, okay, so let me tap on it, and by the time I woke up, I noticed that it has bought my first margin, right? Now, because he bought my first margin, he averaged that from minus 30 something percent to minus 8 point something percent. Now, if I wasn't trading with margin calls, right, that 30 minus 30% is just going to be there because I don't have backup to buy my margin, so that it will reduce that my entry or reduce my return rate. And imagine a coin that dropped 30%. Most times it takes days to even recover, to get back, to pump back to 30%. Sometimes it can take months, sometimes years. Yes, especially if you are trading meme coins, right? That's why we decided that we'll stop trading meme coin, community coins that you know that okay, if they fall, they can bounce back. It might take time, but you know that okay, they can bounce back and they won't get delisted. If you don't know what delisting is, you can read about delisting, or another time I can explain what delisting is. Now, let's get back to the margin calls I was talking about. Now, if you click on trade settings, okay, you notice that my margin call limit here is 4. Okay, now I just put 4, but if it buys up to my 4, I can increase it to maybe 5. Yes, all these things you can manually readjust it even when the trade is running. Yes, but I noticed that since I've been trading the coin, it has not bought beyond 2 margins. So you buy my first margin and you buy my second margin. It hasn't even bought my third margin. So that's why I'm just leaving it on 4. Any time it buys up to my fourth margin, I will increase my margin so that it can continue to buy more for me. Now, let's tap on margin configuration and I will explain how it works. Now, this part here is the settings for buying your margins. It's called the multiple buying ratio. Just this column here, the table. Now, what this does now is saying your first margin is it says 2 here. What this 2 means is you're telling your robot that buy 2 times of my first buy. And remember, my first buy is $5. So to buy my first margin, the bot will need $10, right? 2 times 5 is 10. That's what it's saying. Over here, that's second margin, is 4. So you are instructing your robot to buy you 4 times of your first buy. My first buy is 5. 4 times 5 is 20. Okay, that's you'll be needing another $20. Same thing goes to the third margin. 8 times 5 is 40. That means to buy your third margin, you need another $40. Okay, and all this helps to average your entry price. You don't have to be stuck in the market for several months. Now, also this place also, this works with this works with this works with this works with this. Now, what this is saying, this is the drop. This works with how that coin drops. When it drops by 3.5, that's when your robots will buy this $10. Okay, so your second margin now also is saying the same thing. If that coin from where it was drops by 4%, the robot should buy you $20. If the coin further again drops by another 4.5%, the robot should buy you $40. So that's how it works. Now, this particular settings, if you on your AI margin, right, doesn't work with these settings. The robot discards these settings. If you off your AI margin, it will follow this particular setting. But when your AI margin is put on, it discards these settings. Why? Because AI margin is for monitoring the deepest deep. Once you turn on that AI margin, you are telling your robot that, you know what, help me find the deepest deep, the best deep. That's why you notice that my first call is 3.5% drop, but I say that coin dropped by 20 or 30%. It's because because my AI margin is on, it didn't follow these settings. I'm using the AI monitoring, and the AI monitoring works with monitoring the particular coin you are trading for the best dip. So that is basically it. What else? Okay, so as you can see, this is my AI margin call. It's turned on. Okay, it's turned on to monitor the coin's best dip. That coin can even drop like 10%. If the AI monitoring feels like it is still going to drop further, it will not buy my second margin. So that's that. And over here is called the margin, the switch on margin call. This is AI margin. This is switch on margin call. What margin this margin switching on margin call is you are telling the robot, buy my margins. I have USDT, okay, to buy margins. So it should be switched on. If you put it off, say for example now I off it, right? I'm not going to expect it to buy my second margin or my third or my fourth, because it's like the robot, you're kind of telling the robot that, you know what, don't touch my extra USDT. Don't use it to buy any margins. And of course, it is going to follow your instructions. So always make sure if you have USDT to buy margins or you have backup USDT, always make sure that it is turned on. Yeah, basically. So that's it for now.